In this video, we will continue talking about manual and automation testing, what is better and which type of testing you can use in different situations. So I can say that both types are great and you can use every of them where you need, or sometimes you can use both of them and it's the best choice. So talking about different approaches, usually we show process of this approach and try to avoid cons. Let's take a look on process of manual testing. Why do we need it? In short-term perspective, it's really costs less because you can get a person and just in a few hours he or she can start testing and will get with some results, and you will get already tested application. But from long-term perspective, it's not a good idea. Each execution is slightly different, so different persons can test your application in a different way and you will get some randomized result. And it's great because of different persons, they think in different way and they can get different errors, different problems which you can solve and improve your product. Additionally, it's great that different small or big changes do not affect the testing approach. Even your environment could be completely changed, program interface can be changed absolutely, but real human being person can continue testing without any problems or blockers. And there are a lot of different processes for manual testing. You can find it on this slide. The next one what we can cover is the cons of this approach. And the manual testing is really time consuming. In case if you're working with a huge project which developed by a huge number of people and in time it's a long-term project, manual testing will take a lot of time because there will be a lot of different pages, components, and different test cases should be covered. So manual testing in this case isn't the best solution. Not all tasks can be covered by human and performed manually. Additionally, when we have such a big project, it's difficult to do the same time always and always when you did some changes. That's why it becomes boring when you try to repeat the same and the same task again and again. Additionally, you can miss some parts when you do the same all the time. In this case, it will be less accurate than automated tests. And let's continue with automated testing. So, strong side, it's cost effective in long term. As we're talking about the same long-term project, when we have a lot of different parts, components, pages, it's much more effectively to do some script which will run your tests for all changes in your application, and you can run it as often as you want. And at the same time, these tests will be repeatable. You can repeat them again and again to get the data and get quick feedback. Automated tests provide quick execution and you will get a quick feedback. It is run automatically without involving human. You have additional time for another task you want to implement or improve some code or some tests. And of course you can improve speed of execution of these tests using some, for example, parallel execution by running a part of tests on another machine, which will improve and increase your speed. But what about weak sides? This approach is relying on tools, and if you change something in your code, you need to update your tests because of these tests don't work with new environment or changes in your project. Also, these tools have some cost, even if they are open source. You need, for example, a server where you can run these tests, and you need to buy some server. Additionally, there are some limitations. That's why when you change something or you need to add some specific tests, not all tools can cover your requirements. That's why when you start using automation tests, you need to work in details what tools are you going to use, because of it will be long-term cooperation, and in case you will have some requirements which these tools can cover, you will have some problems in the future. Additionally, automation testing is not suitable for all testing types. That's why sometimes you need to use manual testing. And let's compare best choices for each case. For manual testing, it's the best case for when you need to test usability and, for example, accessibility, because of automation tests can cover such parts. So manual testing is a great option for testing usability and accessibility, for example. Automation testing can cover such things because they are robots and do not understand what is efficient and usable for a real person. At the same time, automation testing is a great approach for regression testing when you need to run your tests over and over when you change something in your application, in your source code. Also is a great option for load testing because a real person can't run 1 million tests during one small period of time, and automation tests is a great option here. And for repeatable execution when you need to run it again and again to get feedback with the difference what was changed during these runs. So as we covered here, two options, it's automated and manual testing, and the best case you can use them is using them both. On your project, manual testing covers some parts of your application, automation testing covers another, and as a result you will get as good as possible tested your application with the best result for you and for your business.